Well, we just got the story from Tim's brother Jeff that would expose just how unfit for office Tim Walz is. Ready for this? Here's the quote. I'll give you one example. My little brother, when we were younger, we would go on family trips in a station wagon, and the thing was, nobody wanted to sit with him because he had car sickness and would always throw up on us. That sort of thing. Yeah, I don't see how Tim Walz comes back from this. Bravo, Republicans.
Have you ever seen a candidate, vice president or a president, who I want to be careful here because I don't think not everyone is unattackable, but I mean they've come after him lately. Here are the big things. Of course, when he was a kid, he threw up in a station wagon. That he used a straw. That he waves at people too much. I mean, this is clearly the technical example of grasping at straws.
Republicans came up to me in one of my campaigns and they said, Tim is in the pocket of organized labor. I said, that's a damn lie. I am the pocket. I am the pocket. And I told them, if you want to attack me for standing up for collective bargaining, for fair wages, for safe working conditions, for health care and retirement, you roll the damn dice. I'll take my chances on that. I'll take my chances.
They don't know how to attack him. They don't know how to go after him because he is one of the most realistic human beings that's ever run for one of these seats, at least in my lifetime.
Yeah, well, I think they've had trouble with both of them. Tim Walz, even that funny song, which has been like one of my most viral videos. I don't know if you saw the one by Nick Offerman about being a Kamala man. Was like, in the middle, found a way to say, I'd like to have a beer with this guy or something with Walz. I mean, Walz is just somebody, it's so funny, the old Republican test, they used to love doing that one when the Democrats were the more stiff ones, like John Kerry. Like, who'd you like to have a beer with? You never hear that anymore. I mean, like, J.D. Vance, no. I'm sure there are a lot of people that didn't show up for beers with J.D. Vance through his entire life, which is why he hates all women. And Donald Trump's the type of guy that would sit there, drink your beer, and make you pay for it, and probably insult your wife and then walk out. So I don't really, they're awful. They either are completely socially inept or they're complete a-holes. I think I can say that. Yeah, or there's some combination of both in Donald Trump's case. And so, I mean, we've been heading towards this for a while, and we're at almost the purest distillation. And you've talked about this very eloquently, even fit movies like Armageddon into it. You've talked about this, and I've spoken about it too, which is they are the party of now. They are a collection of losers, of deplorables.
If you are a psycho and you want to make headlines, you realize that our schools are soft targets. We've got to bolster security so that if a psycho wants to walk through the front door and kill a bunch of children, they're not able to. But that is increasingly the reality that we live in. That we actually worked on legislation that would give schools more resources to bolster their security, because if these psychos are going to have to go after our kids, we've got to be prepared for it.
And it's a reminder to the rest of the country, we've got work to do, and I, for one, am sick and tired of hearing about thoughts and prayers rather than actually doing something. I say this to all of you. I know guns. I'm a veteran. I'm a hunter. But we can't let them make this just about the Second Amendment. I defend the Second Amendment. But our first responsibility is to keep our kids safe.
The core people that show up to MAGA events and believe in their stuff, that core 30% or whatever, are the losers among us. They're the people they're the dispossessed, the jobless, or the angry, the resentful, the ones that didn't have any friends in high school, the ones that have some psychosexual weird thing going on where they either can't accept that they're gay or they can't accept, that sex is an act between men and women and it just scares them. And so they're incels, there's just something strange and weird and off about all of them, and MAGA is like flypaper that's attracted all of them, which is why so many of them also are criminals and are ethically challenged and the rest of it. And so what do you get on the other side? The other folks, Tim Walz. You brought him up.
These guys are even attacking me for my record of service. And I just want to say, I'm proud to serve my country, and I always will be. And I firmly believe you should never denigrate another person's service record. To anyone brave enough to put on that uniform for our great country, including my opponent, I just have a few simple words. Thank you for your service and sacrifice.
Kamala Harris, I mean, when did you turn black? Yeah, that was an effective attack. You laugh too much. Well done there, guys. I mean, you know, they've been failing as badly with her, and they've admitted it. Like, I was reading an article, they're hoping for a Hail Mary, you know, so just prepared for God knows what for Trump to do, although I'm sure he'll go too far as usual because he's a toddler, and it'll backfire on him, but in the debate, because they see that as their only chance at this point.